Hello and welcome to our Consumer Insight presentation. This is the creation of ourselves. My name is Etienne Lopes. I'll be talking about the compare and contrast aspect to our competitor Nike.
Hi, my name is Probyn, and the topic I've chosen to talk about is perception.
Hi, my name is Daniel Anderson-Jess, and the topic I've chosen to talk about is attitude and persuasion.
Hi, I'm Payne, and the topic I will talk about is motivation, and I also did the video editing.
Oh, that was good. That was a good one.
Right, so you got your phone up.
Puma would generally be identified as a sports brand. This can result in a very specific section of the public to buy their products. Therefore, Puma uses brand collaborations such as Hello Kitty and Bape. Collaborating with brands such as Hello Kitty brings recognition from a much younger target market. According to Mintel, before Puma and Hello Kitty collaborated in 2017, Hello Kitty collaborated with ASOS, releasing a range of 15 specially designed items of clothing, gifts and accessories priced from £6 to £38. The clothing range sold out in just 48 hours, with an ASOS spokesperson calling it their most successful brand collaboration to date. And it's statistics like this that have pushed Puma towards these sorts of collaborations. Puma uses celebrity endorsements so that the public can identify the chosen idol that is associated with the brand, resulting in a wider target market. However, according to a report on Mintel about sports fashion in the UK, almost 2/3 of people do not find celebrity collaborations appealing. Brand collaborations are much more appealing, and we're seeing many sports brands turn into this style of collaboration instead. Celebrity endorsements can sometimes make consumers feel like they're paying additional money for something of the same quality as an average Puma piece. An attitude is a concoction of the way a person believes, feels or behaves towards a product. Smidgen and Ashden formulated their most precise definition of an attitude as a learned predisposition to respond in a consistently favourable or unfavourable manner in relation to some object. There are three central factors that create one's attitude. The first is the affective compound. This is the emotional factor. Next is the behavioural compound, which is what pushes customers to open an interest. Finally, the cognitive compound, which is when we use our knowledge of a product or what we have heard about it to make our decision. Puma adopts the value expressive function, also known by Schossler and Shavit as the social identity function, meaning that Puma buyers use the brand to project and highlight certain aspects of themselves or how they would like to be perceived by others. This is demonstrated by the image showing the boots highlighting that they increase the customer's accuracy and power when the boot is being worn. Hyder's balance theory relates to the concept of cognitive and affective components of attitude. It argues that consumers try to withstand a certain degree of balance between the cognitive and affective components. If the components are inconsistent, we change our attitude to satisfy the customer. The customer in this case, say a young man interested in fashion, but not so much in sport. The attitude object being Puma and the other person or brand or celebrity they've collaborated with being Rihanna. Initially, the consumer has little interest in the brand as they do not pay attention to sports. This causes a negative attitude. When a celebrity fashion icon appears and endorses with the brand, it changes the consumer's attitude towards it, making it a positive one. Advertising for the Puma Evo Speed 1.2 football boot is a prime example of persuasive marketing. It uses Heidi's theory to associate the brand with the game of football. The advert also uses Fishman's multi-attributes model, which is also recognised as the expectancy value model. Richard J. Lutz states that multi-attributes model asserts that brand attitudes can be predicted by assessing the brand on a number of salient attributes, weighed in by the evaluative properties of each attribute. This is where we focus on the phrase, gets you there faster. The public will be drawn by the chance to improve their speed on the pitch.
The most recent marketing campaign released by Nike utilises celebrity endorsements, brand recognition and historic events to improve AAD, correlating with the key brand identities in place from 1988 when the first Just Do It campaign was released. The Believe in Something, even if it means sacrificing everything campaign, was almost cancelled before release due to the bad publicity that Colin Kaepernick received, with people burning Nike products publicly. Despite this, the Nike revenues rose by 10% to $7.5 billion. This shows innovative marketing tactics that offer Purple Cow products. According to Catt's functional theory of attitude, consumers may adopt an ego-defensive function similar to Puma. Similar brands may offer the quality and history, but Nike's audience can adopt all three hierarchy of effects. For example, someone may see their friend wearing one of the products and find comfort in sharing the same brand, or they may be an experienced consumer and need more information about the brand before making the decision, or even someone who buys a product just because they've heard of Nike before. Either way, the ABC model of effects can be used variantly depending on the audience to understand their moods, emotions, and depending on their level of commitment to the attitude. The given figures show that Nike is perceived as a stylish, exciting trendsetter, but on the other hand, it can be seen as an unethical brand. Changing these perceptions can help experienced users come to terms with buying certain products and changing their loyalties.
Perception is the process by which physical sensations are selected, organised and interpreted. The perceptual process uses sensory receptors, which are touch, taste, smell, vision and hear. It then goes through a perception process, exposure, attention, interpretation. Consumers perceive Puma as a fast-growing sports brand, which defines the culture of a sporting lifestyle. Exposure occurs when we first come into contact with a stimuli. Puma try and impact the consumer's sensory threshold by changing their trainers in different ways, for example, make them faster so it appeal to their target market. Attention is defined as the process of the activity which creates a dedicated behaviour or cognitive response to a certain stimulus. It causes the consumers to experience a sensory overload. The Usain Bolt Puma advert uses a symbolic athlete with a bright yellow colour to match the trainers, which makes the consumer pay attention. They will develop an interpretation causing them to assign a sensory stimuli. This is based on schema and a person's culture and set of beliefs. In this case, it will make its customers think about track running when the advert and trainers have been seen. This is an example of female perception on Puma. When it comes to sensory marketing, people have different levels of thresholds for perception. The stimulus that is shown must be at a great intensity before the sensory receptors can be accessed. Touch happens in-store where consumers can get access to feel and try on the clothing. According to Mintel Academic, shopping in-store is much more popular rather than online. Hearing happens through Puma's TV adverts, for example, the Puma Tricks advert for football boots. This was due to the advert having music throughout and sound effects which can change the consumer's moods. Vision is captured through Puma's Arsenal Puma campaign, which is focused on the visual aspect as it is the sharp red colour to match the Puma and Arsenal logo to promote the football kit. Sensory marketing creates sensations for their customers and competitive advantages. When it comes to sensory marketing, people have different levels of thresholds for perception. The stimulus that is shown must be at a great intensity before the sensory receptors can be accessed. Touch happens in-store where consumers can get access to feel and try on the clothing. According to Mintel Academic, shopping in-store is much more popular rather than online. Hearing happens through Puma's TV adverts, for example, the Puma Tricks advert for football boots. This was due to the advert having music throughout and sound effects which can change the consumer's moods. Vision is captured through Puma's Arsenal Puma campaign, which is focused on the visual aspect as it is the sharp red colour to match the Puma and Arsenal logo to promote the football kit. Sensory marketing creates sensations for their customers and competitive advantages. Semiotics is important as symbols is what the consumer first sees. The Puma logo represents the cougar animal, speed and power. Consumer uses the symbols to get a meaning of a company and express their social identities. Peirce's theory of signs states that object logically determines or influences something as a sign to determine or influence something as an interpretation or interpretant itself a sign. Puma use their new boots Evo Power as the object. The interpretant is that they are more powerful and the object is the boot. Perceptual maps are important and very helpful as it can help answer some crucial and strategic marketing questions about the company itself and other competitors. The map can help identify gaps in the market where the company could do better in sectors and also see what opportunities exist in the market for new products. Here I created my own perceptual map of all the top sporting brands and found that Puma was sitting in a good place in the market and the price isn't too high and the quality is reasonably good.
In 2016, Nike opened a store in Soho, New York that adopted characteristics of a gym with an immersive running experience and basketball court while recording what shoes or machines they used. This allows users to get a feel for the brand but also for them to be able to look back at their experience for feedback. The in-store experience and products themselves have a specific smell to them. It's part of the experience of opening your shoebox for the first time or walking around the store. In 2008, Nike released a shoe that had issues where it started to smell after the first use. This pushed away consumers and damaged their brand image. Their recent campaign uses sound, vision, opinion formers and opinion leaders to captivate people's emotions to associate their behaviour with Nike. People can perceive the brand as being empowering as it's named after the goddess of victory, Nike. The Nike tick itself is also meant to symbolise the speed of sound. Nike also sponsors sports leaders who people can find loyalty with the brand but also familiarise themselves with their ambitions.
Motivation. Solomon refers to the processes that cause people to behave as they do. Different types of needs. A need reflects a basic goal, for example, keeping yourself nourished or protected. The particular form of consumption used to satisfy a need is called a want. Consumers will only buy or consume a product based on the extent that they satisfy our needs and wants. According to Solomon, the specific way a need is satisfied depends on the individual's unique history, learning experience, and their cultural environment. There are different types of needs: biogenic, ultra-raton, hedonic, and psychogenic. Consumers may have multiple needs at the same time for the same product, but often one need is prioritized. Murray's theory of psychogenic needs. Murray's described a need as potentiality or readiness to respond in a certain way under certain given circumstances. Murray's theory puts the different differences of theories into categories such as primary and secondary needs. Our primary needs are basics such as oxygen, food, and secondary needs are general psychogenic needs. With this advert, it used the theory of secondary needs as it falls into achievement, as the football boots imply that it'll give you more accuracy, more power, therefore making you play better at football, motivating you to buy the product. Earnest dicta, the personality. Communicators and marketers can now adopt a personalised approach to their work, ideally one based on behavioural science, but the execution lags behind the science, while the claims of some marketers as to what personality marketing can do far exceed it. People may not buy from Puma as it's good quality clothes or good value for money, but because of the personality. For instance, with this advert, they have used the use of celebrity endorsement with Rihanna. She is known all over the world, especially for being trendy, and in this ad it states Rihanna wears the Puma suede, implying you should because she does. Also, with the main font crossing out tradition and underlining evolution, this creates the impression that Puma are current, and this will motivate them to buy them from Puma. Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow proposed a hierarchy of biogenic and psychogenic needs that specifies certain levels of motives, according to Solomon. Maslow's hierarchy of needs model stated that people are motivated to achieve certain needs and that some take precedence over others. The most basic needs is psychological needs such as food, water, and shelter. Reaching self-actualization is the peak of wants needs such as the urge to have a pulse. It depends on the person what level you go up to. For instance, a monk would mainly only want to go up to safety and security, whereas another person who has the need to be fashionable and popular would reach up to a much higher level. The Puma advert reaches the level of love and belonging, as you feel a sense of belonging due to the "do you" caption, as well as reaching self-esteem as it creates a message of confidence and respect from the others as they can relate to Cara Delevingne, as she is a well-respected public figure. Herzberg's two-factor theory of motivation. Herzberg concluded that such factors as company policy, supervision, interpersonal relations, working conditions, and salary are hygiene factors rather than motivators. According to the theory, the absence of hygiene factors can create job dissatisfaction. The motivators in this advert that the shoes would make walk around in style, as well as benefiting you in a healthy way due to the curved soles, which allow you to lose weight while walking due to the shape. This gives you a sense of achievement and fulfillment due to being able to wear stylish shoes with exercise, as traditionally exercise shoes have a notorious name for not being cool and unattractive.
Taking into account the previously stated theory, Nike adopt a similar perspective. In relation to Herzberg's two-factor theory, their recent campaign can motivate young target audiences who can associate themselves with change and standing up for certain beliefs. On the other hand, older target audiences and American patriots were outraged at the actions of Kaepernick, as it can be seen as a sign of disrespect taking a knee during the national anthem. Furthermore, online sales increased by 31% the bank holiday weekend after the launch. His actions then later resulted in him being frozen out of the team. Furthermore, the Nike slogan, "Just Do It," has long used people in their advertisement that have struggled to get where they are. When the campaign first started, they used an 80-year-old marathon runner, but today they use a wide range of opinion leaders and opinion formers to target a worldwide audience. With people's wants and needs changing expansively, it becomes apparent the need to understand consumer behaviours in order to positively reach out to them in order to gain loyalty and sales. Use of market research has shown us that we need to start understanding our customers so that growth can take place. If a marketer ignores the audience, then this can result in loss of sales, brand reputation, and new adopters.